Hello friends, this is the third tutorial of this C programming language course. In this tutorial we are gonna talk how to input the variables in the program. Okay, and let's start. We will have variables, integer, x, y and z. And now we want to input the variable x and y. First we will write a statement. For example, it will be enter x /n at the end. And to input a variable we need to use a scanf. And what we're gonna do here, this is integer variable. We need to use memory allocation %d for the integer variable, and we need to use a variable x, but it's not enough. We will need to use this memory allocation. We need to put a reference, and this will be with shift and 7. This is the reference. This is the reference to the variable x. And now we can do the same thing for the variable y. Enter y, and we will use /n for the new line. We will use scanf %d and the reference to the variable y. With this we will input the value of the variable x and y, and variable z. For the variable z it will be just addition of x and y. And now we need to print all of these variables. We will do the same thing as we did in the previous tutorial. We will start with /n for the new line to separate this a little. X equals to %d and variable x. Y equals variable y, and we will write the variable z. Now let's run this program. We have enter variable x, it will be 6, enter y, it will be 2. As you can see, x equals to 6, y equals to 2, z equals to 8, but we forgot new line here. /n, and let's run the program again. X will be 4, y will be 8. As you can see, here are the variables. X equals to 4, y equals to 8, and variable z is addition of x and y, and the result will be 12. Pretty much simple. And this is the way how we input integer variables. Now what can I do now? I will just comment this, including these variables. I will start comment from here. I will not delete it. I will finish my comment here. Now we will see how we gonna input double variables. Let's write double x, y and z. Let's print f, enter variable x, and now we will use a scanf, and like in the previous tutorial for the double variables we need to use %lf, and we need a reference for the variable x. We will do the same thing for the variable y. Enter y/n. We also forgot /n here. Scanf %lf and a reference to the variable y, and we can define z will be subtraction of the x and y, and now we can print all of the variables. We will start with /n for the new line to separate it a little. X equals %lf and variable x the same thing we will do for the, but I forgot here, just a moment, I need to write y equals, and I will just copy it and I will do the same thing for the z variable. Now we can see, we can run the program to see what we're gonna get. X will be 4.77, y will be 2.34. As you can see, here is the variable, and again I forgot again /n. The result is okay, 5.6, y will be 3.35, and here is the result. Okay, x equals to 5.6, y equals to 3.35, and z is a result of the subtraction of the variable x and y, and we have the result, of course, with 6 decimals, but in the next tutorials soon we will learn how to form these decimals, but it is okay for now. And now I will extend this command until here. We will just have two variables x and y. They will be float. And let's input these variables. Enter x/n. And for the float variable we will use %f. And the reference to the variable x. After that we will input variable y. We need some text, and let's input the variable y with %f, memory allocation of the float variable, and the reference to the variable y. And now we will just print these variables /n, and we will write x equals %f and variable x, and we again forgot /n, and we will do the same thing for the edit copy, edit paste for the variable y. Okay, we don't need /n here, we'll just write y equals, and here we will write variable y. Now let me see the result. X will be, it can be 9, and y will be 5.56. As you can see, these are our float variables. X equals to 9 point these 6 zeros, and y equals to 5.56. This works properly. And now we know how to input the variables in the program. I really hope that you like this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and you can also follow me on Instagram. You have a link in the description, and I will see you in the next tutorial.